when we are at the appointment now, we can go to the projects tab to find that appointment. We can look at the customer information to review before walking into the house that we have gathered throughout the process. And then now we are ready to build the profile by measuring the windows. So to start with that process, we'll go to the Windows tab and then we'll just click on Add. When we are ready to start measuring the windows and we want to use disto device, then we can turn on the disto mode so that we can use the device to measure the windows, and it will automatically connect with the PIC ERP for retail application and then enter those device information here for you. I'm just going to enter those information here manually so that you can see what it would look like. As I'm using the device, once I measure one window, it will automatically add a second window for that specific room so that I can continue to measure these windows without having to manually add a separate line. But in this case, if we want to go into a manual mode, we can then turn the disto mode off, and now we can continue to add in manual mode. Once we are done measuring the windows, we can then save by clicking the Save button on the bottom right of the screen and then click OK. So now we are ready to build different product to those windows in our scenarios. So now I'll click on the Scenarios tab, click on Add, and then give it a name. For example, I'm going to call this a first scenario. Click on OK. Then I will click on Select Add to select both the windows and then configure selected items. What you're going to be seeing here is the ability to configure different vendors' product directly into the PIC ERP for retail application without going into the vendor site. We already integrate with those vendors' application so that we load those products that you do business with automatically within your instance of the PIC ERP for retail. What this means is you have the ability to configure different products for different windows directly within your application without leaving the window at all. So now let's configure a product for an example. I'll go ahead and select a horizon solar and roller shades. Then we will look at the cassette roller shades. Once those products has been selected, a form that is required for that product automatically created in the screen, and now you can start filling those answers that are in red, which means these are going to be the required questions need to be answered for those specific product. And that is all the questions that I need to be answered to configure that product. I'm just going to click on OK on the bottom right here. Once that is done, I'm going to close the scenario. And then if the customer wants to see a different scenario of a separate product, then you can go ahead in the Scenario tab, click on Add again, type a description just like how we did before, and then click OK. And you can do a select all for your windows and then configure selected items again. For this, we will select a spring window fashion cellular shade, and then we will configure a signature series cellular shade. It will build the question required by the vendor for that specific product that you just selected. Once you have answered all the questions required for that product, now you can click OK. And then now you can close that screen. Once you have two scenarios built in, now you can do a comparison report from these two. As you can see, one will cost $1,054, another one will cost $1,239. If a customer wanted to see a mixed scenario where they wanted a separate product for the windows in the bathroom and a separate product for the windows in the bedroom, then you have the ability to directly merge those scenarios by clicking the merge button on the bottom right here. We will give it a name called third scenario, and then for the bedroom we will just click the signature series cellular shade instead of the cassette roller shade. So now I can click on OK, and then the merge will create a third scenario. And now we can create a comparison report of all the three different scenarios, and then third fits right in the middle from the price point, and if that's what the customer wants to go with, then we can accept the scenario.